Yeah, we'll give it a minute for some people to come in here before I start doing this. And what I'm going to do tonight is we're going to pressure test the tank, get it mounted in the orange plane. Yeah. I got some stencils to pick. I don't think I'm going to do that tonight, but I'm going to finish rubbing out the Simply Blues. And a lot of little jobs in the first hour. We'll go as soon as the second person comes in here, so you can see how I pressure test a tank. I mean, it's not a big deal. So the first thing I do is I'm going to cap off the overflow and the uniflow. Now, I don't know what pressure this brings it up to, but I try to get 1 syringe worth of air inside this tank while it's underwater. Hey, Steve. And if I did this right and I got enough resin in the glass, it won't leak. No leaks. That's a good tank. Can't get no more air in it. That's really a good closed tank. Okay. This 6-ounce tank weighs 34 grams. Just a little over an ounce. Not an ounce and a quarter, almost an ounce and a quarter. You certainly won't get that with a metal tank. They're 2.5 ounces, and a clunk tank of that size is 2.5 ounces. And if you're going to build light airplanes, you need to lose weight wherever possible, especially in the nose. Because a light airplane, without reducing the weight in the nose, is going to be inherently nose heavy. It's when you start getting them heavy, up around 65, 70 ounces, that they need that extra nose weight. Thanks, Steve. Okay, this airplane will be 100% ready to go as soon as I get this tank in it. All repaired. Okay, so I know that the tank height is not right. Yeah, I saw that, Steve. I'll make it if I can. If not, carry on. I have a lot of work to do. gonna get the tape on this. This is ridiculous. Every time I pick it up, it falls out the other side. You know, I'm going away for 9 days. And in order for me, you know, especially with equipment, I got to make sure all the airplanes are ready to go. It took one day yesterday to get my camera gear together. Next is clothes. We got to do laundry. There, that won't give me a fit. I think I'm going to stick this to a piece of 16th instead of the tank. That way, if I want to sell the tank, I can do that. It's always wise to set your tank on a piece of foam, especially a Casminato tank, because it has no. My tanks have a edge that it sits on, but a Cas tank, there's no. See this seam right here? My tank rests on that. A Cas tank rests right on the body of the tank, and the end caps fit inside, and they tend to crack. But you guys, I don't think you're going to be worried about Cas tanks too much here, because he ain't making none, and everybody's doing electric, so I got on board with this way late in the game. But I will continue to do gas. I already tried electric, and I was not happy with it, so I don't believe you're going to build this airplane at this weight with electric motor. No way. Okay, I need a piece of 16 or something. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Gotta get some wood on the rack. Some wood. In this. This stuff here is Sig Magnum wood, but I mean a little piece won't hurt me, but it's heavy stuff. I think we'll cut it off a little bit more. Still not enough. Warm. What do I do with the scissors? Oh, there they are. Resting on a piece of epoxy there. There it is. Well, we got a problem here. Shoot, I'm gonna have to take the motor out of this and make that hole bigger. Yep, ain't no sense of thinking about it. Just jerk it out and make it bigger. Good dog. I built this for a Kaz tank. It's all right. It's all right. Wish I had a tongue muffler that would work, because it would sure help out the nose weight considerably. But I don't have another one. I might have one down in the car. I'll look after the stream. Hey, we may not get the sand in tonight. It might strictly be putting this thing together. Okay. So it's got to go. Maybe that's got to go down some more off the measure. It's got to go right there. Happy Wednesday! Yay! Put a mark on it. Go right. Right there. Got to be able to get the fuel line through the firewall. I think on my next airplane, you know how I put these tanks in is I glue a balsa wood stick across there to hold it in. I think on the next one I'm going to make some tabs on the tank and some ears on the fuselage, and then 2 bolts to hold it in. Just because I can. Okay, we need the drill, which is right there. Let's just hog it out with the drill. We need that tank to be 8, 9, 10, 11/16. 11/16 off the engine bearers. Yeah, we'll hog it first and then. Bigger. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, getting ready for Brodex. How about a day of battling with the phone company? It seems like everything takes a day to do. Would I like to fly tomorrow? Yeah, but my most important mission is to get ready for Brodex. And I can fly all I want when I get there. at 11:16. We gotta go. I'm gonna get that ball mill. No, it's never too late. I've hacked into them and cut the wings out of them. Whatever it takes is what it takes. You got to do what you got to do. Found out what was wrong with my vacuum pump. You remember yesterday I was in a big scramble because I didn't have a vacuum pump while laying up that sheet of carbon. Well, come to find out, it worked when I shut it off. Come to find out, they got Chinese wire nuts on it that were loose as a goose. The capacitor was loose, so I wiggled the wires around and I figured out what it was. Got some good old American solder. Unbelievable. People make junk today. I bet it was just like that for my dad. He, with my generation. I don't feel like getting the air hose out. Blow that. It'll all come out of there. So we got this, and it is too tall to call. So I think it might just be the foam. Leave the 16th off of it. Yep, gotta just put this. I thought it was going to take a 16th, but it's only going to take that foam. Chinese wire nuts are junk. That's what they are. Mushy. I think they'd have been better off twisting the wires together and black taping them. A joke. I'm going to go ahead and just stick it to the tank because that's just the way it's going to be. It'll be fine. And everybody's worried about AI. Shit, you ought to be worrying about how to drive a nail or solder or whatever. AI is not going to replace the builders, the mechanics. It might replace the scientists, but you think about it, somebody's got to dream that shit up for the AI to pick up. So, because all AI is a search engine. When you type in a question, all it does is search the internet for, it's like searching Wikipedia. Wikipedia is a bunch of nonsense. And then if somebody doesn't agree with you, they can change your answer. Okay, so we need 11/16. And 11/16 would be how many? 16, 17, it'd be 20, 30 seconds. Can't really see in there, so. Right on the money, 20, 30 seconds. Now, even though I've got the pickup, the Uniflow, and the spray bar all at 11/16 off the engine bearers, that's only a starting point. Because if you turn it upside down and it runs fat, that means it's too shimmed up too high. If it runs lean, it's shimmed too low. And you can always adjust it after you apply the thing. But I gotta tell you, you can ask Steve on there. I've been doing it this exact same way, for years. I lost count of how many years it is. Of course, now we got to move that hole. So if you find something that works, stick with it. It's just like, what do I use for propeller? What do I use for fuel? What RPM do I set it off at? I don't know. I don't set it off at any particular RPM. I just set it off where it's going bah. Now let's see if it's good. That could go a little more. I used to build my airplanes with no F1 former. Not a good idea. What happens is these fuselage sides don't stay equal with the cowl. I used to do it that way so you could just slide everything in real easy, but this is a better way. There we go. We got her now. Okay, so now another important step is to, this has been epoxied and painted, so we got flashing on there. We'll cut that flashing off. I'm going to take thin set CA and kind of douse that. Now I don't use, my bulkheads are not aircraft ply, they're light ply. The only aircraft ply in this airplane are the wheel, the landing gear clips, and the compression spar on top of the wing. The rest of it's either basswood or light ply. Gotta cut the weight somewhere. Come on. Okay, don't want to come out of there. So gotta get another snorkel. 60 years or so what? I got that much experience, but I didn't always set motors up this way. I didn't start setting the motors up this way until the 70s. Shit, I was just a kid. I didn't know any better. I think Bill is the guy who I found out how to do it from. See, back then, back in the 60s, late 60s, mid to late 60s, nobody flew these 60s. They flew, except Lou McFarland, they flew 35s, 40s, and 46s. But late, about 69 or 70, I came into the Super Tiger 60 realm, somewhere in there. Maybe it was mid 70s. I don't remember. And these motors are so good. They're so predictable. I started younger than 10. I started flying 8 years old. I didn't really know how to build really good until I was about 17, I guess. Between 8 and 17, I built a ton of airplanes in the hobby shop, so I had it figured out. Or attempted to figure it out anyway. Somebody's got to make a bottle that doesn't clog. This is absolutely ridiculous. Every time you go to use it, the bottle's clogged. Come on. Damn thing. It ain't clogged now. Yeah. Got a 16th inch hole in it. Except it ain't no good. I gotta put a new top on it. Got to have a new top. Last one. Last one. We'll get it. Miss, I have no doubt. Missed. There it is. All that work for a little drop of glue. Unbelievable. That's almost empty. Okay, put it together. So, I need a piece of 3/32. This is what the 10 west 4-pound wood, and I don't want to cut that up. I don't want to bother that. Yep, I can remember my first airplane like it was yesterday. It was a 1 Mac T6 trainer with balloon tires on it. That's still too damn loose. What's the deal? I guess we'll try an 1/8 inch. Do that for 30-second piece. Come on. I need to get rid of this shim stock anyway. 30-second balsa. So we'll see how that works. Yeah, it ain't an eighth, because this is just a little much. Okay, that should work. Remember, do your job right in the pre-flight or pre-trim stage, and you won't have any problems when you could, but you'll have less problems when you go to the field. Happy I didn't even hear a Cox when I was a kid. It was one Mac is what we carried in the hobby shop. One Mac and McCoy. Okay, you're gonna get in there. You're gonna give me a hassle. Gonna give me a hassle. So what I need to do here is we'll sand the bevel on it so it gets down in there. What an oddball size. You don't want to go in there. I guess I can do it like that in two spaces. Put this one all the way to the back, or as far back as I can get it. There it is. There it is. There we go. Okay. Now, as just a suggestion, you should glue that to the fuselage side, not to the tank. Otherwise, it's hard to get out. And just a drop. It doesn't take much. Close enough. Yeah, I can still get the tank out of there. And it won't move around. Now we need a couple cross bearers. Some 1/4 or 3/16 sticks is what I use. You know, I only thought this was going to take 15 minutes. This was a 15-minute job. I didn't realize it was going to be an hour's worth. Now 4 drops more, and that job is done. Come on. The glue bottle's clogged up again. What in the hell? This must be some old glue or something. There we go. I don't have a crap trap. I do have a. I'm not going to use anything. I'll wait till I get up to Prodax and see if I can get a crap trap. I got this $7 screw-on filter. They're not worth a darn. Spend half your time cleaning them. Well, where the hell did the forceps go? I know I had them. Nope, I see him. Can't win. Let's see if I can find a plug. Well, I got the peace of mind that the tank don't leak, so that's a good thing. Another thing, when you build your crutches, make sure that engine sits square on the mounts. Don't have it in a twist or a bind. That will cause a terrible engine run. Got to sit flat and square. Need to change that out too. We can do that, but I won't do it on this stream. All right, so now I want this prop so I can get the spinner centered. I think this one has a better corner than Simply Blues, if I remember right. It's been so long since I flew it. And I need a couple of tongue mufflers to trade out for these tube mufflers. I have to look in my bag of tricks and see if I got them. Too much. We'll cut a quarter. Cut it 3 times, still too short. Okie dokie, that's that. Did I cut that way too long? Oh well. Better too long than too short. I have to look in my bag of tricks and see if I got another plug. Oh, damn. Getting ahead of myself. Gotta have the muffler on it. This motor is dry. Plus, it's brand new. Got lots of pinch at the top. Get some fuel in it, loosen it up. Got a lot of Casper oil. This is the thing I need to replicate, is this Medusa spinner. I do have a spinner mold, but it's not really the right shape. But I might use it anyway. See if I can make these 6-gram spinners. Took exactly 1 hour to do this job, hour and 1 minute. And I waited on people, but this airplane, aside from a plug that I'll find, is ready to go. Wipe it off and lube up the hinges. I found my dry slide, Steve. So if you don't want to buy any, you can wait till your airplane gets over here, and we'll lube up the hinges and the horns and stuff. I got 2 bottles, which I knew I had. I just didn't know where they were. You guys like this type content that, more or less working on stuff, or no? Or, I mean, there was no building in this at all. It was all maintenance and monkeying. Okay, I'm coming. All right, guys, like, subscribe, and share. It's my dinner time. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.